move into our first practice. So just inviting, Natasha, you might be on mute already, but if not, just to pop yourself on mute and I'll expand my screen up and we'll see Natasha again shortly. So just inviting you to get into a comfortable seat, a comfortable posture. Welcome, Paul. Connecting with the feet on the floor, connecting with the pressure of the chair under the legs and the seating bones. And I always like to just roll my shoulders up and backwards, but of course, just do what feels right for you to bring yourself into a dignified posture that helps you feel alert. Grabbing a cushion if you need to, and just getting yourself comfortable. And you can close your eyes now if you wish, or lower the gaze to the floor and soften the gaze, whichever you prefer. And we'll just take a moment to drop into this moment. So perhaps you've had a busy day. Maybe you've rushed on to the session after a busy work day. So perhaps on the next exhale, just letting go of your day and transitioning now into this hour of being. Absolutely nothing to do. Just opening up to our present moment experience. So let's start off by really connecting with our feet on the floor and noticing where the feet make contact with the ground. Connecting with those physical sensations of the feet on the floor. So that could be the pressure of the ground under the feet, or perhaps contact points with your shoes. Perhaps noticing if the feet are warm or cold. And now moving up and making contact with the pressure of the chair under the legs, and welcoming those who are still joining, and just inviting you to come into a comfortable seat and connecting with the physical sensations of the chair under the legs. Feeling supported by the chair. And if you notice the mind is busy and wandering off, remember that's what minds do. As soon as you become aware the mind's wandered, perhaps just noticing with interest and curiosity. And then gently and kindly bringing the focus back to the pressure of the chair under the legs and the seating bones, sensing in. And now, if it's comfortable for you, we're going to narrow our focus and we're going to start to rest our attention on the physical sensations of the breath. So feeling the movement with the inhale and the exhale. So the rise and fall of the breath. Perhaps feeling the cool air on the inhale around the nostrils and the mouth, warm on the exhale. And just bringing a light, friendly, curious attention to the sensations of the breath. And if it's not comfortable for you to focus on the breath today, just know that you can focus your attention perhaps on the feet on the floor instead, and just stay connected there. As we connect with the breath or the feet on the floor, we're connecting with this moment. Again, you may notice the mind is busy and wandering off. Well, so be it. That's what minds do. So again, as soon as you become aware that the mind's wandered, you have a choice. You can choose to engage in the thought, or you can choose to come back and again connect with the breath or the feet on the floor. And again, bringing this curious and interested attention to our anchor point, to the focus of our attention, the breath or the feet on the floor. Where is the mind? And again, if the mind has wandered off, noticing how you relate to this mind wandering. Do you feel frustrated or like you're doing something wrong? Can you let go of these judgments and criticisms of yourself, and again try and bring this curious and friendly attention to the mind wandering, noticing with interest where the mind's gone, and again gently and kindly coming back to the physical sensations of the breath or the feet on the floor. And now, if it feels okay with you, inviting you to let go of the focus on the breath or the feet on the floor, and starting to open up the awareness to take in the whole body. So getting a sense of the whole body seated here on the chair. Perhaps noticing that the breath is not just contained in the chest and the belly, but perhaps you can notice the shoulders slightly moving with the breath, or the elbows, the hands. Perhaps you notice the breath in the back, the upper back or the lower back. Getting a sense of the shape of the body. Connecting with this full body experience. And perhaps just taking a moment to notice if there's any unnecessary holding in the body or tension. Doing a short scan of the body. Noticing if there's tension in the jaw or the shoulders. And just letting go of any unnecessary tension you might be holding in this moment. The jaw, the shoulders, the chest, the belly, the hands, the legs. With each exhale, let there be a conscious letting go. If there's any tension you can't let go of, see if you can just let it be. Can you be okay with the tension in this moment? And now just connecting with the feet on the floor again and the pressure of the chair under the legs. Now I'm going to invite you, with your eyes closed, we're going to move into a short reflection. We have, in this last 15 months or so, all been living with COVID-19 and a very different life. And we're now coming to a transitional period where for many of us life begins to open up again. So perhaps you are seeing more people socially, or you may even be returning to the office for a day or two a week. So as we move into this new phase, this transitional period, just inviting you to take a moment to reflect on how you feel about this new transition that we're moving into. We're all in different countries, and living in different areas, so it could be different for all of us. Just tuning in as you think about life opening up again. How does that make you feel? Perhaps there's feelings of excitement, of relief. Perhaps there's some fear and anxiety, uncertainty still. Perhaps excitement and fear Just tuning into the perhaps plethora of emotions you feel as we enter this new phase of this pandemic. Perhaps noticing what emotions or feelings you are feeling the strongest. And maybe noticing if you can feel these emotions in the body, perhaps. No problem if you can't. Just having a check-in with the body as well. And now the invitation is, as we think about this return to another new normal, setting an intention for how you want to show up in this new normal that we're moving into. How are you going to continue to care for yourself through this transition? Perhaps as you think about the last year, you could consider what's been supportive for you so far, and what self-care practices would you like to continue as you move in to this new phase. And perhaps taking a moment to consider what old habits you want to resist returning to. What's most important to you as you think about returning perhaps to the workplace or to this new normal of life opening up again? And again, coming back to and formulating an intention that can encapsulate how you want to transition now into this new phase. How do you want to show up? What's important to you? And now, if it feels good for you, inviting you to just place a hand somewhere that feels comforting on the body. So this could be placing your hands on your belly or on your chest. You could even hold opposite arms with your hands, or you can just leave your hands in your lap. No need to touch the body if that doesn't feel comfortable, but if it does, just placing a hand on the body, feeling the warmth of the hands on the body, the soothing touch. And again, just repeating your intention for self-care as we transition into this new period. Noticing how it feels to place your hands and soothing touch. And for those who had their hands on their bodies, just inviting you now to return the hands to the lap. And what we'll do, we're just going to take a few deep inhales and exhales. So breathing in through the nose, if that feels comfortable for you. Feeling the expansion of the belly with the inhale and a nice long exhale. And repeating this a couple more times. And now inviting you to connect with the feet on the floor again. Feeling the pressure of the chair under the legs. Feeling the body seated in the chair. Getting a sense of the room around you. And when you're ready, opening the eyes and returning to the screen. So welcome everybody. I see quite a few people joined during the practice as well. So I hope you were able to follow and join us. And I can see we have people from all over, even as far as Arizona. So welcome everybody. So really interested to hear any kind of reflections or anything that you noticed in that practice that you'd like to share. So please feel free to share in the chat box. If you have any questions or challenges. No problem if there's no pressure to share, by the way, either. So that's okay, Emanuela, no problem. So what we'll do, I'll hand, Natasha, do you have anything to say about the practice?
Manuela. Yeah, hello, thanks for the practice. It's something I'm working on quite a lot with the people I work with and I teach, and of course my own personal reflection as well. So my message, if you like, about this is like, it would be better if we don't just go back to where we were without having, as we nicely did in this meditation, we haven't reflected on what went wrong, what was useful for us during the pandemic and the lockdown. Now we're going back. We're gonna be wiser, I hope, wiser, appreciative of what it means to be less busy and less sociable and less all over, walking, running, driving around. So hopefully we'll be calmer and more centered when we go back. And I think that's the only way to go. Otherwise, we're just going to end up being very busy in our busy lives, doing busy things that makes us difficult. There's something there from Hannah.
Yes, I see that. So thanks, Hannah, for sharing. That was lovely, and it was good to anticipate what the opening up holds. Yes, I find it quite tricky to combine meditating with the reflection without cycling into lots of thinking. Yet that absolutely is that absolutely happens. And the tip is, as soon as you become aware of the mind getting carried away, you can just take a breath. So just come back to your anchor, whether it's the movement of the breath or the feet on the floor, and then proceed. So again, noticing with interest this tendency, because this is what we're looking out for in our practice, our habits and tendencies, and then we can come back, notice with interest, and then start to observe and reflect again. So I hope that helps with that.
I can add to this. Yeah, good. Yeah, hi Hannah. Yeah, welcome to the club of rebellious minds. Because of this practice, Hannah, the question is very good, because the practice itself was, in a way, was encouraging us to bring some thoughts in. It's what I always like to say when we talk about meditation, like we don't want to stop the thoughts. So when we center ourselves, and as we did in this meditation, we came back to the body, then the thinking process, you might have noticed, Hannah, and all of you, is kind of different. We're thinking, there's some thoughts and images and memories coming in, but they come a bit slower, they're more reflective. As Bernadette says, you can always go back to the breath. It's not like the usual way of thinking. And when we experience that in meditation, hopefully in our everyday life, we can have more and more of that kind of thinking than just busy mind thinking all over the place. So if you notice the difference between the normal thinking and the thinking after you have centered your body and you have relaxed your breath, then that's a good exercise, irrespective of the subject, whatever that we're encouraged to think about. Yeah? What do you think, Bernie?
Practices in the past, you probably remember sometimes we invite you to turn your focus towards your thoughts in the practice as well, so we still have a little bit of space between our thoughts are within our awareness rather than us being lost